I'm about to change the name of the show from What's Up in Makeup to Who's Getting Sued in Makeup, because I feel like that's all we talk about now is like who's getting sued, what brands are getting sued, what brands are losing lawsuits, what brands are getting sold to other brands, all the drama, all the tea. This week, it's all that kind of tea. We have a lawsuit. This time, the biggest loser is Hourglass. Then we have, of course, a bunch of brands being sold to other brands. We have a few of those. And then we're also going to be talking about the hitting the fan with Chanel and their advent calendar that came out in October. They're finally feeling the heat from that, and we're going to talk about how that came about and what the people over at Chanel are saying about it. So hang tight, we're getting into it right now. Let's start with the Chanel story. So there's been buzz about this Chanel advent calendar since October when it launched, and people just being really pissed off at the value of the advent calendar. To be fair, this was their first advent calendar, but lots of luxury brands have done advent calendars before, done them successfully. A lot of people pissed about this one because the value of the advent calendar wasn't just equal to what the box was. It was significantly less than what people were paying at $825 for this advent calendar. One thing that was really cool about it was the actual box it came in was like a really hard cardboard version of their Chanel No. 5 perfume, and it was in celebration of the 100th anniversary of Chanel No. 5. I watched an unboxing video by a channel called A Heated Mess. I'm gonna link her video down below, and I screenshotted her shots of the products that are inside, and I'm gonna be putting them up on the screen for you so you can see what was in it. She was very surprised to see that it didn't start on day 1 like a traditional advent calendar. It started on day 5 because, you know, Chanel No. 5, and then it went to the 31st of December. There were some good things in there. So like, for example, there was a 35 milliliter bottle of the No. 5 perfume. There was a full-sized hand cream. There was a full-size lipstick. So there were some pretty good things in there, but that's pretty much where the good things ended, because there, one of the days was a pouch that they typically put as a gift with purchase. Like, it's just like the pouch that they hold items in that you get for free when you buy something else. There were 2 different kinds of bookmarks. There was a little flip book showing the progression of the packaging of Chanel No. 5. There were 2 bracelets that were like a charm attached with strings, like literal string. And then there were 5 different types of stickers. Can you imagine? You've paid $825 for an advent calendar, and 5 of the boxes had stickers in them. Like, who does Chanel think their customer is? So this has been going on, this complaint about this box, since October. So the question is, why are we talking about it this week? And it's because TikTok. Because TikTok has a power like no other. Chanel socials have been blowing up because of these TikToks that are going viral. The person on TikTok creating them is Elise Harmon, and she got millions and millions and millions of views on these videos where she unboxed it and complained about the contents. The president of Chanel, Bruno Pavlovsky, told WWD about the bad press for the advent calendar, calling it, quote, a bit of a shame and not what Chanel intended. Even further than that, Pavlovsky said that the advent calendar wasn't supposed to reach a large audience and was more of a collector's item. So it was more like how... Are we putting this giant advent calendar up for like every holiday so people can see it? It's cardboard. Like, I would feel like he would know his customers better than that. Now, there has been critique of people who have purchased it, saying that on the Chanel website, before you purchased it, they actually had a breakdown and photos of what you would get in the box. That's true. They also had on the back of the box, so if you were buying it in store, on the back they had a list of all the items that were in the box. So people are critiquing, saying, hey, you know, it says right there what's in the box. Like, why are you complaining? You should have read what you were getting. But this is the other side of it. And if you are an advent calendar person, you know that the fun of getting an advent calendar is opening up one door or one box every day as like a little gift. So a lot of people that buy advent calendars purposely don't look at the spoilers of what's in it because they want it to be a surprise. That's part of the fun and joy of getting an advent calendar. So the story goes on. It wasn't just Elise's unboxing videos that caused Chanel to respond. It was because Elise said that Chanel had blocked her on TikTok.
Hey, I just wanted to check in and let everyone know, Chanel just blocked me. They blocked me. What's not clicking, Chanel? Something's wrong.
And there was a video of her taking a Chanel bag and throwing it in the trash after they had blocked her. Chanel did respond to that, and they were like, we didn't block anybody. Our TikTok doesn't even have anything on it. We have no followers. We have no posts. No one even uses this account. So it looks like everybody's blocked. It's a private account. It's not just Elise that looks like they're blocked. Everybody looks like they're blocked because there really is no Chanel TikTok account. So I think that seems to be what really brought out Chanel wanting to respond, because they were just getting inundated with accusations that they had blocked Elise, and they said that they absolutely didn't. Pavlovsky continued with WWD and said that Chanel thought it would please some of its customers by offering this type of product, which I think that they would if they had stocked it properly. And it says, evidently, we see that you have to be careful, and therefore in the future we will certainly be more cautious, as they should. Who Chanel's official statement said that they are sorry that this calendar may have disappointed some people, and that because of its unique design with original content, that makes it a true collector's item whose value cannot be summed up by the products it contains alone. That's some marketing. That's some marketing. I think it's bullshit, but it's marketing. I kind of get that, but that's some bullshit right there. So that's the story. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you think the people that purchased this deserved what they got because they should have read what they were purchasing before they got it? Or do you understand where the customer's coming from and you place the blame on Chanel? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Let's get into this lawsuit with Hourglass. It all starts in Australia. And if you live outside the US, and even if you live in the US, you know that it's hard if there is a company that's outside of your country. It's hard sometimes to get products from other countries. Jo Horgan, who is an Australian, decided that she wanted to make a difference and try to bring cosmetics from brands outside of Australia to Australia. She was finding it really difficult and was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a company that will bring these other brands in. So she created Mecca. Mecca's been around in Australia for 24 years, and they aren't just one store, they're actually 3 stores. There's one that's similar to like Sephora, and then they have like a Ulta inside Target, Sephora inside JCPenney kind of option for that, and then they have one option that's specifically targeted at younger consumers. If you live outside of Australia like I do and you've never heard of Mecca, now you have a little background and know that this is a big company. Well, they have been working with Hourglass for a long time. They say that they helped to build Hourglass as one of the most loved beauty brands in Australia and New Zealand. But things started going real bad when the pandemic hit. In May of 2020, there were mandates that stores had to close. So Mecca closed all of their stores for 28 days in May, starting in May of 2020. Hourglass saw this as a breach of contract because Mecca is their only way to reach customers in Australia and New Zealand. So they decided that they were going to sell directly to Australian and New Zealand customers through their website. But that was a breach of contract on Mecca's end because they had agreed that Mecca would be the only place that you could get Hourglass cosmetics, and Hourglass decided to sell directly to their consumers. Well, this went all the way to the Supreme Court in Australia, and Hourglass lost. Hourglass has been ordered to pay Mecca's costs and has been ordered to start mediation discussions for damages. But Mecca is like not that mad about it. They're still going to carry all the Hourglass stuff. They're still trying to hold on to their relationship with the brand, but they just want to be paid for it. It'll be interesting to see how this affects Mecca's relationship with Hourglass in the future and how this might affect Hourglass as far as their international retail sales with other companies. I'll keep on watching. I'll let you know if anything develops. Next up, we have 3 sales of brands to other brands. This one is one that was a shocker to a lot of people. Youth to the People being sold to L'Oreal. This is a heartbreaker for cruelty-free consumers who consider a parent company that tests on animals to be a deal breaker for any companies beneath them. L'Oreal does not test on animals, but they do sell in mainland China, and that's where pre-market testing testing is required. So I saw a lot of people on social media really upset about the sale of Youth to the People. The two men who founded Youth to the People are cousins, and they founded it with the inspiration of their grandmother and the cosmetics that she had created. I actually had the pleasure to meet Greg Gonzalez once at an Ipsy event, and he was absolutely lovely, and his passion for the brand was so evident. It was actually my favorite booth to visit that year because the people that worked there seemed like they were genuinely having a great time. And honestly, it was rare to see that at those events, to see people that happy to be there and to see the CEO just walking around, talking to people about his products and just being so passionate about the brand. So I was really curious to see what Greg and his cousin Joe were going to say about the acquisition, and this is what they said. Our brand's mission is to make high-performance skincare using vegan ingredients with practices that are good to the planet and good to the people. We're beyond excited about this partnership and the opportunity to amplify our shared values of investing in a just and sustainable future for all. According to L'Oreal, the brand is expected to record over $50 million in sales in 2021, and they've acquired a majority stake in the brand. I do believe Joe and Greg are still going to be involved in the brand, kind of like Jared Blandino is still involved in Too Faced. They're just not going to have a majority stake anymore. This next one is an update to a story we talked about in September. A company called Orveon acquired Bare Minerals, Buxom, and Laura Mercier from Shiseido. So Orveon is a brand new company that is underneath the Advent International umbrella. And if you've never heard of Advent International, they own and are invested in a ton of companies from so many different places. So for example, American Radiology Services, clothing brand Charlotte Russe, Five Below, the airport snack staple Hudson News, Keystone Automotive, Party City, Noosa Yogurt. I mean, they have like their hands in so many things. So they've created this specific beauty division to house Bare Minerals, Buxom, and Laura Mercier. And this is what was interesting that I read, because I've never seen Bare Minerals, Buxom, and Laura Mercier to have this kind of message. So you'll have to tell me what you think. So the new CEO, his name is Pascal Hauder. He used to be CEO over at Bioderma, and he's got like 30 years of experience in the beauty space. So this is what he said. With Orveon, we are embarking on a journey to bring the world a new type of beauty company defined by solidarity, stark honesty, and benevolent activism. From my understanding and what I know of Bare Minerals, Buxom, and Laura Mercier, I've never seen that to be part of their brand identities. So that should be really interesting. He continued with, I feel honored to be a part of a team creating a space in which the industry and consumers can be advocates for change for the better. Like, I've seen a lot of brands take that route, but not these in particular. So I'm definitely going to be watching this very closely to see kind of the direction that these brands take. And then finally, another P&G acquisition. We talked about pharmacy, that they purchased that a couple of weeks ago. Now P&G is trying to purchase Way Hair Care. Jen Atkins is the founder of that, and she is a celebrity hairstylist. She's very well known. She has a partner named Colin Walsh. They're both going to remain on as chief creative officers. Just like Youth to the People, Way reportedly has sales of $50 million for this year, and sales could top $80 million in 2020. About this merger, because you know I always get nervous when smaller brands get sold to larger brands. This is what Atkins said. She says, quote, I appreciate the fact that they will let us at Way continue to think differently and invent as we go. I have long-term ideas about the ever-changing beauty industry, and I'm excited to be rooted within P&G. So Way is going to join P&G's hair care lines like Herbal Essences, Pantene, Aussie, and Head & Shoulders. It's like, it's just so weird to me when these indie brands join these staple drugstore brands. It's like, I don't know what to expect. We'll just have to kind of keep an eye on it. And if you buy from any of these brands, you'll have to keep me posted on how you feel in the next year, whether you feel like the quality's changed, or if you feel like the marketing's changed, or you just aren't interested in the brands anymore, or maybe the products are getting better. Maybe their social channels are sparking change and innovation, and maybe things will go well for all of them. We'll just have to see. And finally, we wait for this every year, and I have to tell you, I haven't been as excited about a Pantone color of the year since Marsala. I was really digging on Marsala, but the rest of them have kind of just been meh. This one's really cool. Pantone, who is the color professionals, they basically set the trend for color for the following year, and all kinds of things are modeled after Pantone's color of the year, including makeup. So this is what they've chosen this year. It is the color Very Peri. Pantone describes Very Peri as a dynamic periwinkle blue hue with a vivifying violet red undertone, aka blurple. Pantone also says the inquisitive and intriguing color displays a carefree confidence and a daring curiosity that animates our creative spirit. It helps us to embrace this altered landscape of possibilities, opening us up to a new vision as we rewrite our lives. This is referring to the pandemic, basically. They keep going, rekindling gratitude for some of the qualities that blue represents, complemented by a new perspective that resonates today. Very Peri places the future ahead in a new light. If you are looking for Very Peri products now, Allure does have some recommendations for you, including Wet n Wild's Mega Liner Liquid Eyeliner in Voltage Blue, the JCat Beauty Big Eye Pencil in Violet, Pat McGrath's Gloss in Astral Moonflower, as well as nail shades from OPI in Show Us Your Tips, and Sally Hansen's Miracle Gel in Crying Out Loud. I would love to know your thoughts about Very Peri. Are you digging it? I'm digging it. I love that color. It's gorgeous. I do miss my Marsala though. All right, let's move on to the product report. Again, December is relatively slow, but there are some interesting things this week. Let's talk about e.l.f.'s Glossy Lip Stain. If this does what they say it's gonna do, I think it sounds pretty cool. $6, 8 shades. They say it's a fusion of a lip gloss or a shiny balm and a long-lasting liquid lipstick. That basically it goes on glossy like a lip gloss, but as the gloss wears down, you're left with a lip stain that kind of gives you that blotted lip look that's really popular. And apparently it's buildable, so if you have that stain on, you can add another layer and you can get more color out of it, so it's more like a liquid lipstick, which I think sounds pretty cool. ColourPop, of course, has a new collection. It's for New Year's. It's the Feelin Bubbly collection. They say sparkle like champagne this New Year's Eve with these silvers, golds, and ivory shades. So there's a 9-pan palette called Feelin Bubbly. There's 2 new Super Shock highlighters, 3 luxe glosses, 3 jelly mutt shadows, and face crystals in crystal or pearl. It's $89 for the collection, but of course it's ColourPop, so they're gonna have a bunch of different bundles, individual products, stuff like that. But the most exciting thing over at ColourPop, my friends, At Forest Sight is back. The Raw Beauty Kristi palette with the glosses is back. I hope that they bring the eyeliners back because the green eyeliner is so freaking good. But anyway, I just wanted to show this to you. This was sent in PR by Kristi, so I just want to give that as a disclaimer, but I freaking love this palette. It is beautiful. I've never talked to anybody that didn't enjoy this palette. It is just, she did such a wonderful job, and the packaging is gorgeous, and I just love Kristi too. So I wanted to let you know that that is back in stock, at least as of the time that I'm filming. This is very exciting for Bridgerton fans. Pat McGrath and Bridgerton collection is coming. In the collection, you have a new limited edition Mothership eyeshadow palette, a Divine Blush and Glow trio, and 2 highlighters. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous on this. I wanted to read you what Pat said about the collection. She says, I created a limited edition cosmetic collection inspired by the romance and searing passion that we saw in season 1. I've always been obsessed with the Regency era and was thrilled to pay modern homage to its iconic beauty via this major collaboration. It is arriving December 26th at patmcgrath.com, and they do have a way to sign up for notifications over there in case you're interested. Now this I almost ran over and bought, and then I remember that I'm not wearing nail polish right now, so I restrained myself and did not buy it. But these shades are absolutely beautiful. Lights Lacquer's Winter Break collection, absolutely gorgeous. As If is a mid-tone red with blue undertones, Varsity Jacket, a deep purple base with hollow shimmer, and Burberry, a muted purple with gray undertones. I think this is my favorite collection that I've seen as far as I like all 3 of those shades. They're so beautiful. $26 for the bundle or $9.50 for each polish if you get them individually. This one I am really excited about because we talked talked about in live chat last week how I used to walk to Highs with my friend and buy cinnamon toothpicks. We also used to get ices from there. So there is an icy makeup collection. It is a collaboration with Glamlight. It's coming out soon. We don't know a ton about it yet. As of filming, they've only released a photo of the lip set so far. It's a high shine, iridescent, lightly scented lip gloss. There's 3 of them in the collection, inspired by icy flavors. They had to do a blue raspberry. There's a blue raspberry, there's a cherry, and then there's a cola. It's $28 for the set of 3. And then each lip gloss set comes with a collectible icy cup. So cute. This I thought was cool. UK beauty brand Glisten Cosmetics came out with their Shape Shifter highlighter palette, 5 shades. They all shift in light, 28 pounds, that's about $37 USD. It really reminds me of the KVD Beauty Alchemy palette that they released a long time ago, but it looks like these are even more pigmented than those. Really, really cool concept here. I love these kinds of palettes. I think they're beautiful. And then I haven't seen a new palette from Colored Rain in a while. I might have missed it, but this one is gorgeous. It's the Rebellious Nudes eyeshadow palette, $25, 12 shades. There's 9 mattes, 2 shimmers, and a duochrome. And they've also released some eye primers. These are the pink base eyeshadow bases, $11, 4 shades. I love that so many brands are coming out with shades of eyeshadow primer because I really feel like that makes a big difference as far as the way the eyeshadow look comes out. Over at Kaleidos, oh my gosh, multi-chrome highlighters. They're called the Space Age Gifted Collection. They're available tonight at 7 p.m. PST, $66 for the duo. Gifted is a cool tone fuchsia highlighter with ethereal, peachy gold and blue-green shifts. And then Prophecy is a warm tone champagne with supernatural green and bronzy gold shifts. Oh my gosh, these things are freaking gorgeous. And the last thing in indie brand news, Menagerie Cosmetics. A bunch of changes happening over for them in 2022. They are expanding. They are hiring their first team members to help them scale up. They hope that it'll help them produce more inventory, ship faster, and invest in more factory equipment, and also have more time to put toward product development. They're also changing their pans to being the round pans. They just say they ship better, so they're phasing out the square pans and moving over to round pans. So congratulations to Menagerie on all their success, and I'll be watching to see the new releases. All right, moving over to Sephora and Ulta. Not a lot this week. They're kind of boring, I'm going to be completely honest. This one's kind of cute, though. Jouer's Radiant Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder, $28. They say it's ultra radiant and it hydrates, smooths, blurs, and perfects, which confuses me because if it's ultra radiant, how is it smoothing? Because usually, like, the smoothing and blurring stuff is matte, and ultra radiant is, like, shimmery and sometimes accentuates pores. I don't know. I'll have to wait for reviews on that one. And then finally, we talked about this last week, but I wanted to remind you the Fenty Liquid Kilowatt Fluid Freestyle Highlighters are now available, $28 each, 5 shades. Love the packaging. Can't wait to see reviews on these. And then finally, over at Ulta, just one thing looked to be new. Just one on the entire makeup section of the site. Iconic London's Seamless Concealer, $29. On Ulta's website, the shade range is absolutely awful. There's 12 shades altogether on their website, and it looks like they just picked the middle 6, so it just looks atrocious on there. Hopefully, they'll expand to having all 12 shades over at Ulta. It does say in the description that there's 12 shades, but it looks like there's only 6 available, so we'll have to watch that and see if they expand the shade range available at Ulta. All right, PR or purchase product of the week. Okay, I've got a couple things for you. I started off my base with this from Pleasing. This is a purchase. This is their Illuminating Pearlescent Serum. I can tell you, I don't see anything illuminating about this. Like, I want it to be illuminating. Like, I tried. I'm trying here. Like, it's not illuminating. It does dry down really quickly. It feels nice on the skin, but it's not silicone at all, so don't expect this to make your makeup last longer. It really is more of a hydrating product than anything, but there aren't any real good and occlusive ingredients in here to lock in the moisture, so make sure you top this with at least a moisturizer. Topping it with your foundation is going to be fine, tinted moisturizer, something like that, but don't leave this alone on your skin because it's going to suck the life out of it. But yeah, nothing shiny, nothing illuminating. I don't really get it, to be honest. It's pretty though. And then this is PR. I actually purchased something from Artitude Cosmetics for my oldest child for Christmas. Don't tell them. This is what they sent me. They saw my email address and decided to send this to me along with my purchase. So this is their Color Splash palette. Dive into a World of Color 18 color eyeshadow palette. And this is what it looks like. And this is how I got my look today. So even though it's a bright colored palette, you still can get some natural looks out of it. So I use this shade and this shade. And then on my lid, I use this one here, the Tiger shade, and then Moonstone in the inner corner. And then on the lower lash line, I did a mix of the Chestnut shade and the Tigress shade over here. I haven't played with this a whole lot, but so far, really good quality on it. Reminds me a lot of Glamlight products. Reminds me a lot of Juvia's Place. It's got like that kind of texture. It's not quite as emollient in the metallic shades as Juvia's Place, which I personally like because I don't get as much transfer. But so far, so good. This is my first time using it, so I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna keep using this and use it a bit more before I give you a full review. And then on my lips today, I tried for the first time, this is purchased, this is the Lisa Eldridge lip gloss in the shade Muse, but I did top it with a little bit of blush because I wanted it to match my shirt a little bit better because this shade really doesn't match, well, actually, on camera, it actually kind of looks like it does match a little better than it did on my lips. But it was just a little too mauve-y. I wanted it to be a little more orange. So what I did was I loaded this up and then I put on, this was set in PR, this is the Pura and Nabella Embrace Your Face palette. I tapped a little bit of this Masala Sunset shade over top of it just to kind of change the hue a bit. And I really like the way that it looks. I like the way that it came out. This is the first time I've used this gloss and so far it's fine. It's a fine gloss. Is it anything that I need to run out and buy more of? No. I like the packaging. It's really pretty. If you want an expensive gloss, sure, go for it. Do you need to buy it? In my opinion, so far, I don't think so, but it's fine. Just two notable sales this week. The first one is a reminder that the Sephora 20% off for everyone does end tonight. You're gonna use code GIFTEASY at checkout. And then over at Sigma, they have all of their palettes on sale. At least it looks like all of their palettes. Maybe it's not all of them, but a lot of palettes over there. It's the eye and the cheek palettes. Top of my list right now are the Cinderella palette that's on sale and then the blush cheek palette. I love that palette. Also the bundles of the 3 eyeshadow palettes. Both of them look great. Those are $73, which is a really good deal considering that individually they're typically $49 each. So to get 3 for $73 is a really good deal if you're interested in trying Sigma eyeshadows. So yeah, that's all I could find because I guess all the brands got tired from Black Friday. They just kind of killed all their sales. At least I couldn't really find any more. But if you have some good sales that you're shopping this week, feel free to leave them in the comments. And finally, our artist shout out of the week, we're going to be talking about MUA Agape. She is a Belgian makeup artist. She actually won the Belgian NYX Face Awards in 2019. She's freaking amazing. Let's go ahead and look at her look. So this one is called Pastel. It's like almost like a watercolor. It's so cool. Kind of reminds me of when I was trying to do like the dip marbling nail trend. You remember that? Where you put the polish in the water and then you dip your finger in, but it's on her eyes. It's really cool. And personally for me, I would have been absolutely terrified to add the black to it for fear of completely ruining the entire look. But it really does add a fun element, almost like there's like black ink that dripped over it in like a very purposeful way. I don't know. I just love it. And I love how the gloves mirror the black on the eyes. Just super cool. Now, this next one was in partnership with NYX for their Money Heist collection. And it's so awesome. Oh my gosh. I just love the way that she did the theme, but she still put elements of her style in there with the wavy lines. I mean, like how the mustache goes up near the eye and the almost like tattooed tribal looking design on her right eye. Just so cool. And then finally, I really wanted to show you this last one. It's inspiring me beyond the art itself because of the story that she tells in the caption next to the photo. She said she was working on this idea for 2 weeks, including creating this incredible headdress that lit up like lightning. But then the more she tried to make it work, she couldn't figure out how to make it look in real life the way that she saw it in her head. And it wasn't working out, so she just went with it. And this is what she came up with. And I think it's absolutely incredible just as it is. Like the way the wisps of the long white lashes set against the purple swirls. It's so beautiful. And my favorite part though, actually, is the chest art. I don't even know how to describe this. It's like kind of florally, but also kind of like smoky. I don't know. What do you think? How would you describe it? I don't know. But anyway, there's a ton of beautiful looks over on her Instagram. I highly recommend you check her out. I just followed her, so go check her out and then you can decide whether you want to follow her too. It's super fun Instagram. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And thank you, as always, to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week in this busy time of year. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to help me out. I appreciate you so very much. Our chat today, again, is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I am working that Alney Farmers Market in the morning, which means that I am going to not be here when it is time for me to do chat. So we're going to be doing an evening chat again. I'm not sure if I'm going to be working the Alney Market again next week, so keep an eye out on the end of What's Up in Makeup for next week to find out when chat is going to be, whether it's going to be 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. I have a feeling it's probably going to end up being 5 p.m., but we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Thank you again so much for watching. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos for you right over here to watch, including last week's What's Up in Makeup that should be right there. But if you do have to go, it is absolutely no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did, and mad love to you. And I'll see you in a video very, very soon. Bye!